What's up, guys? Guess I don't really have too much art on this channel, and I was gonna make a video showcasing some of the sculptures that I did attempt to make. Some of them I did finish, but most of them, for the majority of them, are unfinished. But anyway, here we go. First off, this is Mary from King of Fighters that I was starting on. As you can see here, you know, just like the picture has, she's in that same sort of pose. But you know, you have the challenge of taking that 2D image and making it 3D, so that's why doing this was really appealing for me. Sometimes I really didn't have any, you know, ideas in my head to do something original at the moment, so I just, you know, was looking at pictures and like, man, that should be a sculpture. Let me make that into a sculpture. And you'll notice that this is that ridge that I was talking about. In the paper cami, I believe it was part 1. That's where I would get a wire and I would sit the arms going off of it. Let's sit the arms going off. Yeah, I would sit the arms off of this ridge, and then, you know, I'd put some pulp up there to hold it right there, but I'd usually leave this chunk out just for the arms. And that's Mary. This is a Groot I was making from Guardians of the Galaxy. I was making this for somebody. This thing is really heavy. The head of it's really heavy, but it sits down on its own. And I mean, I was just trying to get a little bit more definition on the face, but you can actually see I do have a wood texture in there, and how I did that, I just basically took the biggest paintbrush I had and just went down on the paint like that. I mean, it's nothing really too special. But that's how I did that. You can see that coming to form. This one's sort of special. There's something that, you know, you really can't see with this one, but this is a Miss Marvel. You can see the little star on her chest. I was going to sand that down. It's sticking way out there. Now this one, you can hear some rattling. And what I did is went to Walmart and I bought some BBs, and I have a bunch of BBs, or like BBs metal shards or something like really heavy. Sometimes I even put coins in there, but this one was supposed to be able to stand up just on its own. It's not doing that now, but the weight actually is pulling it more towards this center, and it's really hard to measure, you know, the center of gravity, but sometimes I end up putting it, I mean, I would just dangle it from a string, and when I'm dangling it from a string, like right above it, it'll show you where the center of gravity is, and right now the center of gravity is right here in the center, and where I need it is right somewhere in there. So if it was just hanging, you know, the heaviest point is right in here. Actually probably need it somewhere in there. I don't know, it's really hard to get it to do that, but when you do get it to stand up on its own, it's real satisfying. But even at that, this little bitty point that it's standing on, you'll shake the shelf and this thing will fall right over. But yeah, that's my Miss Marvel. Okay, now this one you've probably seen before in my other video. Alright, but I just decided to include it again because I found another piece that went with it, the little chalice that she has with the water pouring out of it. And that water, that's actually just got some clear glue, and I just poured it into this, I guess it was a container for some scissors. You can see the tip of the plastic. It was just the plastic part of the scissor packaging, and this is the tip of the scissors. I just poured the glue in there, and I tore, when the glue dried, I tore that up, and this is the end result. I shoved that in there and, you know, glued that down. It kind of came out looking like a nice water stream. So yeah, you just gotta get creative with it, make up your own techniques sometimes. Alright, this one. This is a drawing that I had. Actually, this is the front. This is how it's supposed to show. This is actually the first sculpture I was doing. For some reason, I just looked at the drawing and I was like, man, that drawing, it should be a sculpture. And I, you know, blended up some paper that day and started doing that. But yeah, this is the first one I did. The thing about it is, when you get it to this point, doing things like trying to fix the geometry down in there, you have to have special tools, and it's really hard. It's like tiny tools, tiny files and whatnot, and it's really hard to get that, you know, the desired results that you want. The way I did this, I packed this pulp in there really tight, so this one is really durable. It's extremely hard to sand when I do it like that too, so yeah, that's that one. This is a character that I played in an RPG game, and I just decided when I was making sculptures, I had pictures of it, and I was just like, I should make that a sculpture too. I was just going crazy thinking of what I could make into a sculpture and what I couldn't, and a lot of this spans from you know, a lot of this was impulse because, you know, I would be waiting for one sculpture to dry, and when I was waiting for one sculpture to dry, I would work on another one just because I wanted to be working on something. But yeah, you can see some of that paint solution that I made. I just globbed it on there. I was trying to make some muscle definition back here and here. So I was going to sand this down real smooth, you know, see how everything already is pretty smooth. And yeah, these right in here, this one broke, so, but let me fix it back. Yeah, these little hooks things, yeah, those are hard to do. All this is hard to do, and you got to keep it sturdy and whatnot. This, yeah, like I said, was just in the comment section of the last video. I commented that I would just fold a sheet of paper, and after I'd fold a sheet of paper, I'd just keep globbing this paint on, and it gets really sturdy after that. I don't want to say really sturdy. I mean, yeah, it will break. It's pretty. I mean, it's brittle, but it doesn't you know, flop around like paper anymore. It's sturdy. And these were supposed to be some horns sticking out of there. I didn't Yeah, one broke off because I just, when I'm moving, tossed it in a box. But what I was gonna do is probably gonna 3D print this one out. It's got too many small parts that need to go with it. You can see that there's these holes in the back. There was supposed to be a cape that goes with it that sort of flows out all behind her while she's just running. Yeah, it was gonna be awesome, man. Alright. This one is very early stage. This one is a Vanessa. And yeah, this one's really tall. But as you can see, it's probably supposed to be standing towards you like this. She's supposed to be like hunched over a bit. Very early stage, like I'm saying. I didn't even start sanding it down. I believe that was my next process, sanding it down, and then would go on for the paint. This one, so you can see there's a different technique I wanted to do here for the arms. I made little loops instead of doing the ridge that I usually do. This one, she was really thin, so I didn't really think that putting a ridge there would be significant enough to hold it, so I just put these loops here. And most times I'm just trying stuff out sometimes, and I think the ridge may work better because I can imagine once I get to sanding down on her shoulder, if I run into this, that's gonna be bad because I'm not gonna be able to sand that down. I'm gonna have to pick that out, and ultimately I don't want that. That's kind of too much right there. I probably won't use this technique. But that's my Vanessa. Okay, this is Ray Ayanami. This one is actually like the next stage of that Vanessa I showed you. After I had it basically with the paper pulp on, and I would sand this down just a little bit. I wouldn't really worry about getting too fine. Just basically I would sand down the big anomalies that are occurring and try and get it a little bit smooth. And then after that I would paint this gloss over it. This is basically the solution that I make, the paint solution, but this is the paint solution with white. Or I actually believe this is just the paint solution by itself, or the joint compound it was. Yeah, I think this is just the joint compound by itself. And what I would end up doing is sanding this down. This would actually get really smooth. And again, I went with the actually this one. This is actually a different arm technique. The third one, this one's just a hole straight through. I don't know if you can see that there. There might be some light coming through it. Yeah. Yeah, this one's just a hole going through there. And again, this is a really slender figure, and that ridge on there probably wouldn't hold too well, so I just decided to poke a hole through there. That'll be sufficient enough. But yeah, I don't know. I just got to looking at pictures and thought that one would be simple. And I mean, these things that I'm showing you that are like half done, like this Ray and the Vanessa, and yeah, these are things that I did really quickly. Like I would be able to get the whole paper pulp thing looking like this in about a day, and I would just let that sit like that. This is probably, I only probably worked on this one about 2 days. I'm not gonna say I worked on it 2 days, like no, not 48 hours, but you know, I wake up, I'll probably work on it for about 8 hours, and or 4 hours a day, just casually worked on it. But this was 2 days worth of that. So just to get a gist of the rate at which I work, this is about 2 days worth of work for me. That's right. This here, I did not make this. I actually found this in some sort of garage sale type deal. I don't know what it was. It was like in a mall or something, but they were selling like garage sale items. My dad's like, you see anything you want? I'm like, no. And then I see this and I pick it up. I'm like, I want this. It was like $1. But yeah, went and bought this. And what I tried to do with the paper pulp was I tried to make like a mirror image of her. And you know, basically like, you know, two bookends. If you had, you know, some books, you could put either one like that, you know, like that. But she was basically supposed to be the mirror image of her. I was just trying to mimic another thing just to see how well I could do it. Basically, it was just another form of practice. I wanted to use something different other than pictures, because a lot of times I'm just using pictures doing that thing. I don't know what I was doing. I guess, you know, I bought this. I wanted to make one that was on the opposite end, so I did it. I'll sit you right there. Alright, this is one that I actually completed. I call this one 100% complete. I'm not working on this thing anymore. This one is obviously, like, you know, my piranha plant from Mario. Right now there's something going on with this. Like, this thing's been in a box and I guess the leaf jammed up on it, and the stuff that I'm using kind of just stuck like that. Anyway, it looked nice when it was first done. There's a yeah, I just mixed the paper pulp with some brown paint to get some like dirt texture. Like, I really like the green right there on the inner lip that I got. I was very, when I put that there, I didn't mess with it anymore. Had to put it down. And the bubbles on the back, they didn't come out as well as I wanted it to, but I mean, I'm not totally disappointed with this. It kind of looks more realistic, I guess, because it had to go through a process of physics. So yeah, it is realistic. But that's like, I guess that's one of the two I've actually finished. And I think that's it. That's all I really have is just those, and I still do have the paper cami. I didn't throw her away. She's not damaged. It's just like the last time you saw, you know, part 3 in the video. So I still do have that. So you know, I've been looking in my box full of sculptures. But yeah, I still do have that. And so yeah, those are my sculptures, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll be posting something else pretty soon. I guess what I probably want to work on is actually like drawing things, and might work on a couple of videos to show people how to draw with like pencil, paper, because I do that a lot, and I think a lot of people are interested in that, and I haven't covered those videos just yet. And I mean, that's where I began off, and if I can, you know, show people how to draw like that, maybe they might sculpt as well. They might be interested in this as well. But yeah, like I said before, thank you guys for watching. Peace.